Napalm Burst is one of the best things we have inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies, and in today's video I want to go over all of its augments and check out if they're worth your time unlocking or if they could even make an already amazing ammo mod even better. Before we fully get into it, first thing is first, if you're brand new here, be sure to subscribe. We are covering every single augment on every single perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade, so if you want to see that kind of content, definitely be sure to stick around, or just overall Black Ops 6 Zombies videos. And also the second thing is, if you're wondering how to unlock these augments faster, my best tip for you is to hop into a game and exfil on round 21. The XP starts slowing down from round 21, and if you're personally someone that doesn't have much time, then that's definitely one of the best options that you can have. But if you're someone that wants to stick around a bit longer, you are sometimes better off to stick around till round 26 or even round 31 and then just exfil. It will just take a tiny bit more time, so if you just wanted to do it super fast, personally I like to use the round 21 strategy and I unlock stuff relatively quickly. But without further ado, let's hop right into our first augment, which is the major augment, and it's called Big Game. Napalm Burst can burn elite enemies. It does exactly what it says, and the thing with this is currently the only elite that can take more damage with Napalm Burst, and the reason why I think it's one of the best ammo mods, is the actual Abomination. The Abomination and the Amalgam, or the Amalgamation, whatever you want to call it, from Terminus Island are the only two elites we have inside of the game. But also on top of this, the special zombies, which are manglers, also take damage from Napalm Burst, but this will not have any effect on them. Now the whole idea of this is it will basically just start burning the actual elites just the same way it would burn zombies, and I have tested it out and it does work on the Amalgam, but it doesn't do that much damage because it is in its weakness. It does do like a solid amount of damage on the actual Abomination. Now personally I wouldn't really recommend this one to be used. Obviously it has its benefits. It burns the actual Abomination and it will deal a tiny bit more damage on top of the damage that you can already deal, but I just wouldn't opt for this one. So that's kind of about all that I have to say about it. But the next major augment that we have is called Thermite, and this one is described as it will increase burn affected damage. So this could also apply to special zombies, not obviously elites, because we will not be able to put on the big game augment since it is also a major one, but zombies and the actual manglers will just have way more damage with this thing, or at least when they are specifically burning. Personally, I don't really go for burning the actual special bosses, but again, I think there's just one more major augment that we have to move on to that I think is going to be way more worth your time, and that is the Firebomb major augment. This paired with one of the minor augments that I will be getting into super soon, actually probably the most incredible thing inside of the game, or at least one of the most incredible things on an ammo mod. It really reminds me of like some of the overpowered stuff we used to have on Cold War Zombies, with like Deadwire, where it was capable of like taking out multiple hordes of zombies. And the reason this one is really cool is because the description says burnt enemies explode on death, spreading the fire to nearby enemies. And this one is pretty awesome because again, it spreads the damage, zombies explode, which already will damage them, and I think it's a really awesome augment to put onto the actual ammo mod if you don't care about your zombies dying. This is definitely one that I would recommend for you to put on if you're going for a high round. Always having a secondary weapon, like for example maybe even the Mustangs and Sallys equipped, this one would be really incredible. Liberty Falls, again, since you have the actual Abomination and the manglers on there, so having all of these increased damages will just make it so much better, and this major augment is personally my favorite one. Moving on to minor augments, the first one that we have is called Extension, increase the burn duration. So the thing with this one is, personally I hopped into a game and I have tried to test this one out, but I don't really notice a huge difference, at least a difference that is extremely noticeable. Obviously the time that you will start seeing this burn effect lasting longer is on the higher rounds. Now you could pair this up with Big Game, which is the one where you are basically able to burn elite enemies. I guess it is a good pairing if you are struggling with the Abominations, so definitely consider pairing this one, but I just personally wouldn't actually opt out to use it because I don't really care about the longevity of the fire damage, since most of the time right now I am just grinding for camos, but I still always equip Napalm Burst just because those goddamn manglers are so annoying. Moving over to the next minor augment, Incendiary. Incendiary, I can't pronounce that word. Each damage tick has a small chance to spread to a nearby enemy, and I think this is incredible because combining this with Firebomb, I have noticed it is the perfect pairing, and the reason for this is the fact that the Firebomb Augment has the ability of exploding and spreading to zombies, and then this one, which I'm not going to be pronouncing the name because I don't want to embarrass myself anymore, it can even spread to more zombies, which will cause this effect of just explosion after explosion, and you can clear out huge amounts of zombies. This is essentially what I was talking about, like this Cold War effect of you can actually use this ammo mod and it does its thing. Now I did test out Firebomb on its own just to make sure I wasn't going crazy, and I'm pretty certain it doesn't just explode heads on its own like multiple times. It does spread the fire, but with this Incendiary, did I say it correctly? It will spread the explosions into more areas, so it is probably my favorite thing to use. And the last minor augment that we have, Contact Burn. Initial burn effect deals more damage, and this one again is just concentrating more on the fire effect of stuff. It wouldn't be something that I would personally want to use, but if you pair it up with big game, again, to take down those elites, if it's for grinding camels or if you are struggling with the abomination, definitely something that I would consider, or even combining it with Thermite, increased burn effect damage, and then on top of that, initial burn effect deals more damage, so it's a great pairing in those two. But personally, if you want any actual recommendation of what to put on, even if you're going for camels, it's just super fun to sometimes do, especially if you want to go on a slightly higher round to go grind for more augments. Firebomb and Incendiary rounds augments are the best in my opinion. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that you have noticed about this actual augment yourself, comment down below, let everybody know. And personally myself, I always like learning some stuff that I just miss out on. I try to test these out as best as I can. This game is brand new, there's stuff that we are learning about, and if there are any changes to any of these augments, I will definitely be making an updated video in the future, because they probably will go through a bunch of buffs and a bunch of nerfs. So if you want to see that, definitely be sure to subscribe, like the video. Again, as always, that does really help out the channel. Classic Philly Z Smooch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.